Press start streaming. Okay, let's wait for it to go back to
YouTube.
just wait for it to. There, now we're streaming.
Yep.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our women's volleyball match here at the Arena between the Pioneers from Paterson University and your Baruch College Bearcats. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you all to please rise. We'll honor America this evening with the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembled and the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Here on tonight's starting lineups, first for the Pioneers, sophomore center from Milford, Pennsylvania, number 2, Kristen Maleka. A junior defensive specialist from Kendall Park, New Jersey, number 7, Dakota Akasama. A senior outside hitter from Secaucus, New Jersey, number 9, Allison Tolman. A sophomore middle hitter from Rockaway, New Jersey, number 10, Jamie O'Shea. A freshman middle hitter from Pagoda, New Jersey, number 15, Layla Kassir. A freshman outside hitter from Tuckerton, New Jersey, number 17, Alexis Houston. And the Pioneers libero tonight, a senior from Hawthorne, New Jersey, number 6, Barbara Colissa. Head coach William Paterson, Sandy Ferrara, and the assistant coaches Sue Kennedy and Amanda Lembo. Now tonight's starters, the Baruch College Bearcats. A junior middle blocker from China, number 1, Bible Town. And a junior outside hitter from Staten Island, New York, number 3, Stella John.
Are we ready?
A sophomore outside hitter from Italy, number 4, Claudia De Porto. A senior outside hitter from Vancouver, British Columbia, number 5, Ina Sandiara. A senior center from Astoria, New York, number 10, Samahaja. A junior center from Queens, New York, number 22, Katherine Chen. And tonight's libero of the Bearcats is a sophomore from Flushing, number 6, Christy Go. And colleges Kevin Edwards and the assistant coach Christy and Paterson. Now it's time to play ball. Salute the NCAA and Kitty promote good sportsmanship by all of our student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting them all in a positive manner. Please be reminded that no one is allowed to call a court at any time. Thank you for your cooperation.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Baruch women's volleyball game here at the Arc Arena. My name is Brian Flannery. I am joined here by Jacob Rudin, and the Bearcats are taking on the William Paterson Pioneers tonight.
Well, let me tell you, Brian, I've had this matchup on my calendar for the past month. I am so excited to be here. I think we really killed it last week, and I'm looking forward to a good relationship of announcing.
Absolutely. I've also seen some out-of-conference action here, Jake. We've seen a lot of Skyline here early. Bearcats 3-1 in the season, off to a great start.
Mm-hmm.
Now we definitely have a tough test ahead of us with a formidable NJAC opponent in William Paterson.
Right, New Jersey's my home state, so I'm expecting some good volleyball out of the Pioneers tonight. Looks like the girls are getting ready. We're doing a quick lineup check. Well, Barrows have switched in. I think, dare I say it, Brian, it might be time to play ball.
Almost that time, Jake. And Viola Kai will get us going here, serving for the Bearcats. Let's play ball, Jake.
Play ball, as they say, Brian.
She's going to go back row. William Paterson coming out, looking to just punch it over there. Misses, and Bearcats off to an early 1-point lead here.
Yeah, it looks like the middle wasn't quite ready for that 31 there. Let's see if she's telling her setter what she wants. Let's see if they really adjust on this next play.
Viola serves again, looking for back row. Just a little bit long there. William Paterson gets on the board. We're tied here at 1.
Look at a quick sub for William Paterson. Number 3 comes in for the front row for the DS, number 7.
And the Bearcats with Anita Sangara coming over the middle, get the kill.
Air Canada caught the libero sleeping there, Brian.
Yeah, you definitely see a little bit. William Patterson's a little bit out of sync here early on. Santa going to serve. She goes far, and just like that, Jake tied 2-2.
You know, it is kind of raining outside. Maybe that air pressure is slightly messing up the serves. It seems like Baruch hit 2 balls just a little too long.
And in the game, our last home game here, Jake, we served very well against Farmingdale. So you don't want to see these service errors early on as they're going to set Anita from the outside. Blocked by William Patterson. Net violation on Baruch.
They're calling 4 touches there, Brian.
4 touches,
I think
okay.
I might have touched the block, but I'm not a ref. I'm just a commentator.
That being said, Pioneers take a 3-2 lead.
Let's take a quick shout-out to our production guy, Mateo. Han couldn't make it today, so thank you for Mateo for stepping up.
Mateo Flamio making his production debut here for the Sports Information Department as Santa and Katherine struggle to connect on the set.
Well, yeah, it looks like the middles tonight are just having a tough time connecting with their setters. As a former middle, I'm not really sure what's up with that, but I hope they all can figure it out.
I think so much of it is rhythm-based too, Jake, and both teams are really yet to find their rhythm as William Patterson's going to go back row. Santa's going to set Anita on the outside, and she misses just wide.
These Liners are on their game tonight, Brian. They're not missing any calls.
And like that, William Patterson takes a 5-2 lead here over the Bearcats in set number 1. Patterson goes back row, outside set to Laporta. She goes back row, dug by Patterson to the outside. Nice save by Stella, but that ball is going to end up in our booth, Jake.
Oh, my goodness. Almost destroyed our gear there, but thank you to our production guy keeping us safe, Mateo.
Barbara Kaliza for the serve. Goes back row to Stella. Santa sets Katherine at the net. Blocked by William Patterson. And that's going to be 4 touches on the Bearcats, Jake. What is going on here?
Looks like a little miscommunication there. It looked like Kat Chen didn't know what touch that was, but hopefully they can iron it out. A little service run by William Patterson. But we saw this last week when Farmingdale State took an early lead.
Yeah.
And the Cats rolled right back. So
absolutely. They definitely want to get their momentum going back here, Jake.
It doesn't seem like the toughest serve out of the
outside
William
set
Patterson
to Laporta.
libero.
Sorry to cut you off there.
Go for
William
it, Brian.
Patterson's going back row. Dug by Stella. Outside to Anita. Blocked. Patterson with the roll shot. Santa's going to set Sangara on the outside. She goes over with the tip. Handled by William Patterson. William Patterson goes over with the free ball. Outside set to Laporta. Blocked by Patterson. And that is number 9, Alyssa Toman, at the net with the kill. William Patterson takes an 8-2 lead here in set number 1. Jake, when are you calling this timeout if you're Coach Kevin?
I give another point or two. I think the Cats can fight out of this. And let me tell you, number 10 is rostered at 5'10", but I think that might be a little short. I think she might be a little taller than 5'10", Brian.
And the back row.
Yeah. The liberos are very much
yeah.
heat. She's kind of serving a lollipop serve, so hopefully the Bearcats can
almost caught the back row a little bit off guard there, Jake.
Yeah. Normally you want to serve it hard and flat, but this libero is kind of serving it up and down.
Kalitza goes right back to the back row. Sangara on the outside. Shoots back row, handled by Patterson. Another big swing out of the outside for William Patterson. Sangara is blocked, handled by Chen. Anita goes back row, dug. Stella's going to go to Laporta. He's going for the roll shot, no look, and unfortunately hits out of bounds. Jake, the Cats are not rolling right now.
Cats are not rolling, and right as we have.
There's that timeout we were talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay with us, and we'll be back in just a minute. And we are back here live at the Arc Arena. William Paterson leading your Bearcats 10-2 here in set number 1.
You know, one thing I've noticed, Brian, is William Paterson has much better 6 defense than last week's matchup, Farmingdale State, who pretty much let anything fall deep middle in the court.
Understood. So the Bearcats have a little bit tougher of a matchup here as Sangara goes back row. Set up the middle for William Paterson. Sangara fighting at the net. Gets the kill, Jake.
You know, I'm not sure what Coach Edwards told the girls in the timeout, but he probably said, hey, take a deep breath. These girls aren't serving heat. They're really kind of serving free balls over the net, so let's just tighten up and play our game.
I think that's a great point, and especially coming out of that timeout, you really want to get that first point. As Sangara's dropping back to serve, that ball's going to go wide.
What is that, the 4th or the 5th service error by the Cats tonight?
Yeah, a few too many service errors here early on for the Bearcats, kind of putting them in a hole in set number 1. Dropping back to serve for the Pioneers is number 5, Kyla Sabello.
6 is now the court captain. Didn't realize you can make the libero the court captain.
That's a hard line drive serve to the back row. Handled by the libero, outside set to Stella.
Somehow played up by the Pioneers.
Played off the net. Pipe attack by Sangara. She goes back row. Once again handled by William Paterson. Stella on the outside goes into the middle of net. And Pioneers take a 12-3 lead here, Jake.
Now, we were saying it last week, Brian. It's tough to score points when you're hitting in the net or hitting it out. 2 things the Bearcats are doing right now.
I think if you're the Bearcats, you remember what we talked about last week with the patience? You just want to let these volleys kind of develop.
Play your game.
Santa's going to set Stella on the outside. She tips it over the front row. William Paterson regroups. A big outside swing from the Pioneers. Just goes wide. Long, excuse me, and the Bearcats get on the board.
You know, once again, great call by the line judges. They're not missing a single thing tonight. William Paterson's coaches are very active on the sideline, telling their players what to do.
And dropping back to serve is number 22, Katherine Chen. She's going to go back row. Dug and sent over the net in one hit, Jake. And Laporta outside. William Paterson corrals it. Pipe attack. Dug by Sangara. Great job by the Bearcats recovering. They're going to call 4. I didn't see 4 there, Jake.
You know, the Bearcats aren't arguing too much. I disagree with that call, but maybe the refs got this one right.
And Dakota Apicella dropping back to serve for the Pioneers. She's going really far back. She's going to go back row to Sangara. Santa's going to set Viola up the middle.
I think number 10 might have touched the net there. It looks like it's shaking a bit, Brian.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a net violation there as Sangara digs, Santa sets, and Stella on the outside tips it over the front row. William Paterson, once again, they're doing a good job of really defending these Bearcat attacks as Viola goes over the top for the tip, and she's going to get the kill.
You know, we've been preaching patience all last week, and it seems like the Pioneers are just a little more patient right now. Maybe that's what the P stands for.
I think they're slowing the game down. It doesn't look too fast for them right now.
Playing at their pace, doing what they want to do. Now the lefty comes into serve. She was really tearing up last week.
And Anissa Feratovic dropping back to serve for the Bearcats. I like the lefty jump serve. A little bit reminiscent of Derek Jeter there.
Not a Yankee fan, but I'll take your word for it, Brian.
Pioneers get the point as they take a 14-5 lead here in set number 1.
And if you're trying to win a game, that's the exact thing you can't do. Put the ball into the net. So hopefully the Bearcats can clean up those errors. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. Now there's no floor captain because the libero was the floor captain and subbed out for the middle. Just kind of trying to keep the refs on their toes, who are doing a great job right now officiating this game.
And Jamie O'Shea, the middle, dropping back to serve. She's going with a high jump serve. Nice velocity on that. The Bearcats back row can't handle, and William Paterson's going to get the ace as they take a 15-5 lead.
Yeah, it seems like as they're getting more comfortable, they're bringing a little more heat on their serve.
And yeah, depending on the girls serving, Jake, you've seen a lot of velocity coming out of these serves.
From some of them, I would definitely say.
Yeah.
From others, not so much. But number 10 is really cranking the ball.
Definitely some different styles as Viola goes over at the tip and dug by the middle in the back row. Love to see that effort out of the Pioneers.
Love to see that. Absolutely love to see that.
And Santa's going to set Stella on the outside. Once again, handled by William Paterson.
And that might have been a double touch, Brian.
And I also could call that a carry right there, Jake. Sangara is just going to go back row. William Paterson recovers again. Dug by Sangara outside to Stella. And that ball goes wide. William Paterson gets their 16th point of the first set.
Little sub by the Bearcats, trying to create some new energy down late in the first set. Let's see if it works, Brian.
Yeah, really speaking towards that, Jake, you never know the impact somebody can have coming off the bench and kind of re-energizing a lineup on the floor.
Exactly, well said.
Jamie O'Shea goes back row to Sangara. Viola tips it over. William Paterson regroups. They go back row.
That ball might have been going out, Brian.
Yeah, tipped off the Bearcats' libero as that ball sails into the bleachers. William Paterson, 17-5, set number 1.
A little strategic shoe tying here by the Bearcats. Hopefully, you can get the Pioneers out of rhythm at the line. I think the ref's giving her some instructions. Left over right, loop-de-loop, and twist.
O'Shea continuing her service run here. Goes back row to Sangara. Santa's going to set Fertzwick on the outside, and that ball is long.
Did they make this court shorter, Brian?
I don't know, Jake. It feels a little bit shorter here tonight. That being said, if you're the Bearcats, you're looking towards set number 2.
You know, if I'm the coach, I'm just telling them, hey, let's calm down and play our game. They're not beating us. We're beating ourselves right now.
O'Shea continuing her service run. Nobody there. Santa recovers as Ada Cow throws it over. William Paterson coming through the middle, blocked at the net by Viola. Bearcats get back on the board and stop that William Paterson service run by Jamie O'Shea.
About time, Brian. About time.
They'll sub her out and bring in the libero, Barbara Kalitza.
The ex-floor captain.
Ada Cow goes back row. Nice serve. William Paterson sets on the outside, goes into the middle of the net. No block needed there by the Bearcats.
Yeah, you know, you don't need to block the ball if they're going to hit it into the net, Brian.
18-7 here, set number 1. Cow continues her serve. And that's a good effort by the libero there.
Well, yeah, great hustle, but it seems like the Cats are kind of finding a rhythm at the service line with the sub, Ada Cow, number 16.
What did I say, Jake? Bringing in just one player off the bench can really change the energy on the floor.
It's a game of chemistry, Brian. It's a game of chemistry.
Very well said.
Tell you what, it's not a game of biology.
Yeah, back set. William Paterson blocked at the net by the Bearcats. A tough set there. She's going to try to punch it over. Unfortunately, the set drew her out of bounds. And the Bearcats, nice little run here.
And William Paterson calls a timeout, trying to stop the Cats from rolling, Brian.
They don't want to see the Cats roll here, Jake.
Unfortunately, they do not.
That being said, 18-9 lead here for the Pioneers. We'll be right back. And we are back here live at the Arc Arena. Ada Cow continuing her service run, and she's going to go right back row to libero. William Paterson corrals it, goes outside, and that ball is long as the Bearcats continue their roll here, Jake.
Seems like the Cats are finding their groove a little late into set 1, but I'm not complaining. I'm just happy the Cats started to roll.
If anything else, if they continue this momentum into set number 2, what more can you ask for?
And that is so huge, Brian, like you said.
High outside set out of the Pioneers. Ada Cow going for the one-hand pokey, unfortunately unable to get it. As William Paterson gets back on the board, takes a 19-10 lead here, set number 1.
Now, Brian, I want a height check on number 9. She's rostered at 5'10", but dare I say it, maybe that's 5'11 or 5'12"? Someone say 6 foot, but I would say 5'12".
Kevin Garnett. And that's a back set. Apologize. Always staying active in the booth here.
Yeah, sorry, the ball was coming at the announcing equipment, so we have to make sure that the integrity of this broadcast can keep going.
Once a volleyball player, always a volleyball player, correct, Jake?
It's in my blood, Brian.
It's a good serve out of the Pioneers going for the Bearcats back row. Great one-handed pokey by Viola to keep the volley alive here. And Santa's going to set Sengar on the outside. Nice set. Really good hit to the back row. William Paterson defends it.
That set came out with a little bit of spin, Brian.
Santa goes to Sengar again. She's trying to go long, and unfortunately just a little bit too long as William Paterson takes a 21-10 lead.
I don't know what those coaches said in the huddle, Brian, but it seems like it worked.
Again, just like you saw the Bearcats go on a nice service run coming out of the timeout, William Paterson stringing together a few points here, Jake. And they're going to go back row to libero. Santa's going to back set Viola.
Ooh, if I was with the Bearcats, I'd be asking for a double call there, Brian. That ball looked like it spun a little bit more than it stayed straight.
And that's a kill from Toman, who just goes with a nice little changeup at the net. Bearcats kind of overcommitted to that one.
Yeah, you don't always have to hit it hard, Brian. Sometimes you just have to hit it.
Nice little finesse will get it done. And Santa's going to back set Ada coming up the pipe. Goes right back to Ada. Santa's going to set Sengar on the outside. She goes back row and finds some real estate.
Yeah, it looked like number 7 had her feet in cement there. Was not able to dig that ball.
And I think that's the kill the Bearcats have been looking for a while. William Paterson's done a great job of really defending our outsides, which is primarily what our offense runs through.
We're definitely an outside dominant team, Brian. Let's see how we can adjust.
Nice serve from Viola going back row. William Paterson going over with the free ball. And that's going to be a pipe from Ada. And William Paterson can't handle it.
Brian, you know, we said it all last week. If you want to get the point, you can't put the ball in the middle of the net.
Simple but true.
It's not rocket science. It's just volleyball.
And they'll drop back Viola to serve. Another good serve going back row. Handled by the libero. Almost a nice little set there. William Paterson's outside. That's number 9, Allison Toman. Big strike there out of the outside hitter.
Now, number 3 came in. She's rostered at 5'9", but dare I say maybe she looks 5'8", Brian?
And the setter, Kristen Valeka, dropping back to serve. She's going to go back row to Cal, who's outside set to Katherine Chen. Toman goes with the tip over the front row once again. Bearcats able to recover. Set up the middle for the Pioneers, and they get the kill.
A motionless number 15, like a robot. The Mamba mentality there.
And just like that, we're here at set point, 24-12, Pioneers lead.
A little confusion at the scorers table, as it is in fact 24-12.
Valeka's going to go back row to Cal. Set to Anita.
Wow, Brian.
He puts a big swing on the ball, but defended by William Paterson. And just like that, the Pioneers will take set number 1.
As they say in my industry, every house needs a roof. And with that, folks, we'll be right back.
In New York City, there is a place for people that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, where if you work hard, the possibilities are endless. A place to learn, train, and play. In that order, the City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game. Change the game. Champions aren't born, they're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional. In New York City, there is a place for people.
Hello, everyone, and we are back live here for set number 2. William Paterson took set number 1 by a score of 25-12.
A little scoreboard malfunction during the break. The horn would not stop buzzing, but we've got under wraps now, Brian.
We're just good at overcoming adversity, Jake. I think that's the name of the game.
That's what being an athlete's all about, whether it's baseball, volleyball, or tennis. Even darts, you need to overcome adversity.
And good job of the Bearcats there keeping this volley alive as they go outside to Sangara. William Paterson can't handle. And just like that, Bearcats on the board, 1-0.
I don't always fly, Brian. When I do, I fly Air Canada.
Viola with the serve. She's going back row to William Paterson's libero. Outside set to Toman. Blocked by the Bearcats, but unfortunately angled out of bounds. William Paterson gets on the board here.
That's what we call in the game a tool, Brian, because you use the block as a tool to get the point.
Back row serve to Cal. Anita goes over the top. Gets the easy kill there. No answer from the Pioneers. Bearcats up 2-1.
You know, she's been the #1 option for the Cats these past couple seasons. Let's hope that she can really lock in and dominate the game. 2 subs for Baruch.
That's going to bring in both Claudias. Number 9, Claudia Moy, dropping back to serve.
Claudia squared.
As well as number 4, Claudia Laporta out of Italy. Got to get that pronunciation right, Jake. Pipe attack from Cal going back row. William Paterson can't handle, and the substitution works. Bearcats take a 3-1 lead.
You know, Brian, Italian isn't my forte, but I do speak a lick of French and German.
Very well. You can leave the Italian to me. Moy continuing her serve. She's going back row for that libero. Back set for the Pioneers, and that's a two-handed free ball going back row. Back set to Laporta, the lefty. She goes back row. Corralled by William Paterson. They're going pipe attack off the top of the net. A lot of what are they calling there, Jake?
It was a double on someone. I'm not sure who.
They're calling the double, but just a lot of commotion there. Good volley on both sides. I thought the Bearcats saved the ball.
So did I, Brian. So did I.
Libero goes for libero. Sangara coming from the outside. And that's a tool, I believe, Jake.
I do believe so, Brian. I do believe so. I'm not a mechanic, but I think that was a tool.
Thank you for my new volleyball term of the day. And after she gets the kill, Sangara will drop back to serve here.
Air Canada at the line.
She's going to go back row. Cross-court set for the outside. That's a kill by number 10, Jamie O'Shea.
You know, if I was on the court right now, Brian, I'd be asking the refs, is this net tight enough? Because it seems like a lot of balls are kind of trickling over. I don't know if it's the right tensile strength right now.
It's always a great question, Jake.
Another issue of who the captain is right now for William Paterson. This time it's not the libero, so it should work a little smoother for him.
Bearcats still leading here 4-3 in set number 2. And Moy's going to set Katherine coming up the middle. Finds the, what do we like to call that, the campfire?
The campfire, the donut hole, all the above, Brian. We just love to find that.
I just love the terms, Jake. Just please keep them coming. I think the fans at home really expect them out of you, too.
Now, fan favorite coming in to serve, Wakey Chen. Let's see if she can bring some heat from the line and create some good positive energy as the Bearcats lead 5-3.
And O'Shea coming up the middle, blocked by Viola. No answer.
Wow.
For William Paterson.
The stands are absolutely electric right now,
That was the best block of the match thus far. Perfectly timed out of Viola at the front.
Just like a turkey on Thanksgiving, everyone's got to get stuffed.
Sangara is going to go to Cal, who goes over at the backwards roll shot. William Paterson, outside set, blocked once again by Laporta and Viola. A little bit of a double block there.
Now, a quick little volleyball lesson for those at home. It matters who the floor captain is because that player is allowed to argue with the referees and no other player is allowed to.
Interesting. And talk about a service run. We're getting it out of Wakey here. Nice save by Sangara. Cal's going to go back row. William Paterson recovers. They're going to send it over with a free ball. Sangara is going to go to Moy. Back set to Laporta, who's typically a lefty. Tries to tip it over with the right hand. Doesn't get enough, Jake.
Yeah, interesting play by the lefty. Looks like the ball wasn't quite where she wanted it. Looks like it fell to her right shoulder as opposed to her left shoulder, which is a little bit farther into the court.
Bearcats still leading 7-4 here, set number 2. Dakota Apicella with the far serve puts the heat on the Bearcats. Outside set for William Paterson. Goes over the front row with the tip. Cal cannot handle it. And the Pioneers closing in on this lead here, 7-5.
Now, Brian, I was under the impression that the whole team had to be wearing the same uniform headband. It appears like the William Paterson players have a gray pre-wrap headband and a black Nike headband. We'll see if the refs care about that today.
Oh, is there a rule in consistency of headbands?
I believe there's a rule in consistency of knee sleeves and socks, so I thought it also applied to headbands, but I'm not quite sure.
That being said, you and I are pretty big headband guys. I know you always brought the energy out of the middle with the headband, and I was never afraid to break out the headband in the dugout.
Speaking of headbands, the NBA just banned the ninja or samurai style headband.
Very interesting.
As a fan, quite disappointing, as I love a good headband.
And that is a kill and a half, Jake, out of William Paterson, as that game is tied up here.
Luckily, a kill and a half is still only worth 1 point.
Yes, but that was a kill. There was no doubt about that one.
Yeah, that middle left nothing up for doubt there.
If this was baseball, that's a no-doubter. Another long serve from William Paterson. Outside set to Cal, blocked by William Paterson.
Oh, a little deep there. That might have been a borderline carry by the William Paterson player.
I would like that call. And Cal's going back row, and she gets it right on the line. Perfect placement by Ada Cal. Coming from the outside. And checking in is freshman Anissa Feratovic.
The crafty lefty.
As well as Sana Hadjeb, the setter. Feratovic dropping back to serve. Ada Cal corrals it. Santa's going to back set to Viola from the outside. William Paterson recovers.
Ooh, and that ball came out with a lot of spin.
Ball don't lie, Jake.
As they say in my sport. Know what you're saying? You made an analogy to this lefty to some Yankees player. What player was that earlier, Brian?
That would be none other than Yankee legend Derek Jeter, Jake.
Never heard of him. I'm a hopeless romantic, so I cheer for the Toronto Blue Jays.
I'm sorry about that. In recent years, they had a few nice little run when Marcus Stroman was pitching for them, Long Island native. But that being said, are you a Raptors fan as well?
You know, my hometown's Philadelphia, so I do cheer for the 76ers. I'm a big truster of the process.
Understood.
Now, Coach Edwards is arguing that the libero attacked that ball in the front row, which the libero can't do, but I think the refs are saying she contacted it below the plane of the net, which didn't keep it legal.
Bearcats leading 10-7 here. Feratovic continuing her service run. And, Jake, I'm a big fan of the way she serves. You just don't see that every day. As she goes back row with authority.
Overpass mishandled by Baruch. Let's see if they can get the energy back.
Wakey saves it out of the bench. Viola throws over a free ball. William Paterson tips it over the front row. And Ada Cal shooting William Paterson back row. And there's O'Shea with the big swing. And what's the call there, Jake?
Looks like the middle's announcing to her team that it was her fault. Apparently the middle was in the net there. I didn't see much net shaking, but I'll take her word for it, Brian.
Okay.
Now, you're right, Brian. That is a very interesting serve. Now, I'm not much of a boxer, but I have heard it is a little different when you face a lefty boxer.
Yeah, more of that southpaw. You're getting a different spin off the ball.
Mm-hmm. I think the same applies to the sport of volleyball.
Same thing with baseball and pitching. You know, that's why lefties are so valuable, like my man Mateo over here.
Those of you watching at home, Mateo's the best production guy this side of the Mississippi.
And there's a lot of production guys on this side, Jake.
Yes, there is.
Blocked at the net. Wow, William Paterson recovers.
Now, the net's shaking. I wonder if that's from an earthquake because the ref said it wasn't the William Paterson player.
And Santa going for the back set to Viola. Nice volley on both sides. William Paterson comes away with the point. Bearcats still lead 10-9. Set number 2. Now drop back the middle hitter, O'Shea, to serve. She goes back row to Wakey. Santa saves it. She going to Ada. And Ada with another kill. Jake, a lot of this offense running through Ada on the outside there.
You know, Baruch's always been an outside dominant team, whether it was the men's team or the women's team. That's kind of Baruch's identity, and it looks like it's really showing right now. We call that the husband-wife zone when the ball lands in between two players and they each say, oh, I got it, I got it. A little marital miscommunication.
And Cow's serve after her kill just a little bit too long there. William Paterson gets the ball back as they trail by 1 point. That's number 17, Alexis Houston with the serve. Outside set to Sangara. She goes back row. Good save by William Paterson there. Free ball from the Pioneers. That ball was probably going out, but Baruch saves it anyway. Sangara coming from the outside. Once again, handled by William Paterson. Santa tips it over. Outside set to Toman. She goes back row. Great save by Wakey. Sangara winds up. William Paterson at the net. Once again, handles it. Toman blocked by Baruch. The libero goes right back to Toman. Tries to create the leverage there. Unable to get it. Bearcats get the point.
Now, Brian, can you score a point if you put the ball into the net?
I don't believe so.
I also don't believe so. So it's an interesting strategy imposed by the William Paterson player there. Let's see if it works for her next time.
Viola back to serve. She's going back row libero. William Paterson goes right back to Toman on the outside. Libero back set. Setter's going to set up the middle from the pipe. And that's going to be point Pioneers. Jake, what's the call there? There was an early whistle.
Looks like there was a net violation by the Baruch player, but the Baruch player looks to be asking for a Pioneer under the net. Not quite sure what happened there, Brian. A lot of commotion up front.
Baleka with the serve. Cow's going to dig it. Sangara sets Katherine Chen from the outside. Pioneers recover. Toman, free ball. Sanderson's high set for Katherine Chen. And after a little bit of commotion at the net, Chen unable to handle.
You know, Brian, I'm not a complainer, but that seemed like a little bit of an early whistle to me.
I agree. And just like that, Jake, Pioneers tied up here in set number 2, 12-all. Valeka continues her service run. She's going back row to Cow. High outside set for Sangara. Off some Pioneer hands, and the Bearcats get right back on the board, 13-12.
That is a finger breaker, Brian. I think she really hurt number 3's fingers, but in the game you can't admit weakness. So number 3 is not going to show it, but she's walking back to her serve reception point, kind of holding that left hand.
I'm sure you've had a few broken fingers over the course of your career.
Only my pinkies, but yes, I have broke my pinkies quite a few times.
High serve from Moy going back row.
Apparently that wasn't a double.
Moy's going outside to Sangara. She goes back row, dug by the Pioneers. Good job of kind of recovering from that outside attack. Really high set there for Sangara. She's still able to handle it. And somebody's getting a net violation there.
They're calling
four touches. I don't know if I counted 4.
Yeah, I want to know what game these refs are watching, because to me it looked like that hit off the hands of the William Paterson.
And you know, if I don't agree, it's probably not the right call.
You're darn right, Brian. You're darn right.
Because you know to look for the very intricate parts of the game, Jake. Laporta going with the lefty swing just a little bit long there as William Paterson takes the lead here in set number 2, 14-13.
Imported from Italy, just like Nutella.
Sangara goes back row. And Moy's going to set Sangara again. William Paterson unable to handle it front row.
Great swing by Air Canada Sangara there, keeping the ball alive and through the block.
And now drop her back to serve. Going back row for Houston.
Oh, and another ball coming out of that setter's hand with spin. Can that setter set the ball without it spinning, Brian?
Didn't have much spin on that, Jake. William Paterson answers right back. They take a 15-14 lead.
Tying her shoe at the line. Let's see if she gets an update on how to tie her shoes, just like the Baruch player did. Serve to the Baruch libero. Outside attack. And Ada throws up the Nate Chin fingers. Folks, for those of you back home, legendary Baruch College men's player Nate Chin, who would always point at the sky after a point. Ada did her best impression of him there by putting 2 fingers up towards the sky. Serving sub in for Baruch. Veteran player Wakey Chen. Oh, dug easy. Little miscommunication, but Baruch keeps the ball alive. And the fans are feeling it right now as Baruch battles back for another hard-earned point. Bearcats take the lead right now, Brian, 16-15.
And you love to see, even though they fell behind a few times in this set, Jake, to come back and overcome that lead again and again, just like that, 17-15, Bearcats.
You know, I'm not sure how the word's spelled, but that was an ace. Looks like the William Paterson coach is considering a timeout, contemplating it, but not calling it. You know, it only works if you actually call it.
And Moy's going to back set Laporta. She goes back row. William Paterson does a good job of handling that. They're going to send over a free ball to Wakey. Moy's going to set Viola at the net. Wow, great recovery by the Pioneers.
Wow, an amazing rally thus far, Brian.
Great rally, both sides. Houston's going to go into the net, blocked by the Bearcats. That ball finds some bleachers, and the Bearcats get the point. 18-15, set number 2.
Oh, and another ace by the veteran fan favorite, Wakey Chen. And it looks like William Paterson University wants to talk it over, and we'll be right back after this William Paterson timeout.
And we are back here from a William Paterson timeout, and John Nevis spinning it in the DJ booth.
Keeping the crowd electric as always.
Wakey going for a high arcing serve, just short there. A little bit too much finesse, Jake.
Love what she was thinking, trying to catch the player sleeping in number 2. But you know what they say, Brian? You can't win a point if you can't get it over the net.
And this will drop back number 7, Dakota Apicella. Really serving from the deepest part of the gym. That seems to be the approach, but I kind of like it. As Sangara's going with the pipe attack, back row. O'Shea recovers. It's going to be a free ball from Willie P. Oh, and a nice finesse set there by Moy to go to Viola.
She had to keep that ball alive because she's a back row player and couldn't dump it over.
And Viola coming from the middle with the big kill. Bearcats take a 20-16 lead here, set number 2.
Double sub here, the crafty lefty freshman server coming in, and the front row setter, Sana Hajab.
Feratovic dropping back to serve. William Paterson recovering here. They're going to send over a free ball. Wakey's going to go to Santa. Santa's going to set 8 on the outside, going for the no look.
And just too much and swung out. Yeah. Looks like she moved her shoulders and her wrist, Brian, and when you do two things, you're probably going to hit it out.
It's a good point. I didn't really think of that, moving too much at once.
Exactly. You can choose to move your wrist or your shoulder, but not both.
O'Shea serving back row. Dug by Wakey. Set to Viola up the middle. Outside set to Houston. Dug by Sangara. Outside set to Cow. Going back to Houston on William Paterson. Nice dig by Wakey. Feratovic keeps it alive. Sangara. Nice free ball to keep this rally going. Blocked by Viola at the net. William Paterson recovers. Outside set to Houston. Blocked by the Bearcats once again. Sangara is going to go to Cal on the outside. Dug by O'Shea in the back. Houston. And Bearcats get the point.
Bearcats got that point. The middle had a lot of court open, but chose to hit it out. Bold strategy. Don't think that's going to work for her.
21-17. Dug by Houston.
The roll shot done easily by the Cats. Oh, that's a lucky ref. Kind of sandwiched the ball between him and the pole.
And Sangara really went up to get that one. But Jake, anytime you have your outside really get some momentum behind them, I think that's a recipe for success.
Yeah, it opens up the whole court for everyone else. And you saw it earlier. Over on the William Paterson player ran under the net but didn't get called for it.
Viola coming up the middle with the kill. Oh, no. You know what? I take that back.
And I agree with the Baruch College coach, Kevin Edwards, here.
And Jay, can you explain what just went on, please?
Well, the back row player for William Paterson ran under the line, but the ref was saying she was on the line. But I always thought that rule was similar to serving, where if you step on the line, it's still a violation.
Back row serve, dug by Cal. Tough set. Sangara handles, and she's going to get the kill. It's a good job by Sangara, really kind of making something out of nothing there.
And that's when the Baruch players start nodding and say, ball don't lie, Brian. Ball doesn't lie.
That set could not have been further out of bounds, but once again, good job by Anita there to recover.
Cats lead 23-18. An exciting second set.
Viola going back row. Nice serve. Outside to Toman. She shoots back row.
Dug by the middle. A little miscommunication. Oh.
And that ball kind of got caught up in the rafters there.
Because it was 23-18 when we got the point. Oh, well, I wouldn't know that. I go by what I see. That's why.
Little miscommunication at the scorers table, Brian. We're doing our best out here to keep you guys updated. The scorers table accidentally put up 23-18 on the previous point when it was really 22-18 before Baruch won the point. Now, obviously, that is not our production guy, Mateo. It is someone else on the staff. Mateo's been lights out this evening. Thank you, Mateo.
Strictly immaculate out of Mateo.
The unheard hero of the live stream, Mateo.
And again, he's the kind of guy. He doesn't want the credit, Jake, but he's going to get it.
He's soft-spoken.
William Paterson goes back to Toman. Santa tries to corral it, unable to get it. Willie P back on the board here. 3-point. And Coach Kevin's going to call a timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you for bearing with us, folks. Baruch College timeout. That's one timeout apiece. Baruch leads 23-20 with the William Paterson serve. Mishandled by the Cats. Let's see if Sangara can keep this ball alive.
She does exactly that.
Showing some patience, which we were preaching earlier.
Of course. Got to let these volleys develop as they're going to set Sangara on the outside. And she finds that back line, Jake.
Well, some of the players on the opposing team didn't agree with that, but their coach is nodding their head saying, wow, that was an amazing swing. You can't defend that. Set point Cats as they lead 24-20.
Santa setting. She's going back. Serving, going back row. Toman over the middle, nobody there.
Wow.
Willie P answers back.
Wow.
Also, still set point here, Jake. 24-21. Libero going for a conservative kind of serve. Santa's going to back set Sangara off some hands at the front row. And the middle is going to set to the back row, unable to convert as the Bearcats take set number 2 by a score of 25-21. We're tied here at 1 set apiece.
Yeah, well, there's a girl who wants that swing back.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. We'll be right back in 3 minutes.
And we are back, folks. The beginning of set 3. Us set right there. We won that past one.
Yes, we did, Jake. And I think it's a good job by the Bearcats really responding after a tough loss of set number 1.
The refs are keeping a tight ship here, criticizing the line judges who are running the ball over to the ball boys. And I have to say, I agree with them, Brian.
Viola going back row, played by William Paterson. Outside set to Sangara. Good roll off the net there. Toman going back row and finds some real estate in the corner there, Jake.
Nice high swing. Ka-chow.
And again, you're seeing a lot of big swings out of this William Paterson front row, whether it be the outsides or the middle. Everyone came here to swing tonight, Jake.
You know, they're rostered at 5'10", a lot of them, but I think they might be using the metric system, so I don't quite agree with that.
Yeah, you might be on the shortened measuring stick there, Jake. A lot of players like to extend it, but some measuring systems take down a little bit. That being said,
maybe there's more gravity in the state of New Jersey, so there might be 5'10 in Jersey, but when they come over to New York, they look more 5'11.
I think that's a little bit of a reach, but nonetheless, we're underway here. William Paterson off to a 2-point lead as the Bearcats respond right back.
In the middle of William Paterson's defense sleeping there, folks.
Santa Hadjeb is going back row for the libero. Outside set for Willie P, going with the left swing. Outside set, Sangara, she goes back row, big ricochet. And Sangara with the roof. Gets the Bearcats all tied up here. Santa continuing her service run. Back set, William Paterson off some Bearcat hands. Katherine Chen, outside set to Laporta. Dug by William Paterson. Two-handed bump back set. Santa's going right back to the lefty, and Laporta off some William Paterson face. And I kicked it back.
Ooh, face in the fluid. Little dodgeball reference for our fans back home.
Santa continuing her three-point service run as the Bearcats take the lead here in set number 3. Toman off some Bearcat hands. Baruch able to recover. Sangara going back row. Blocked at the net by Laporta and Chen. Toman going for the tip over the front row, and she gets exactly that. Fans calling for a carry. Jake, what'd you see?
Well, I didn't see a clean play, I'll tell you that much.
And ladies and gents, we have a tie ball game here at 3-3 in set number 3. Kolitsa goes back row for our libero. Laporta coming from the outside. The big lefty swing from the Italian.
Maybe was there a time zone difference? Are these players jet lagged? It looks like the William Paterson players are getting a little exhausted and are a little sleepy out there this set.
Sangara going for the serve.
Just a little out. Looks like it hit off the side of her palm instead of the base of her palm, Brian.
Yeah, she's typical jump server, Jake. So it's sometimes if you just get on the wrong side of the ball, you can miss it just by that little margin.
Sometimes you get lucky and that helps you, but sometimes it hurts you.
William Paterson goes for our libero. Set to Ada Cow.
Oh, chicken winged up.
And Santa's going to looking for the outside set, kind of misses it. Katherine Chen goes to save it, unable to do so. Yeah. William Paterson takes a 5-4 lead.
How great does the staff look right now, Brian? All in their matching baby blue Baruch college athletic gear.
I think it's the evolution.
New court this year, new gear. It's
new
a great
court,
time
new
to be
gear,
a Bearcat.
Exactly. Always a great time to be a Bearcat. Pipe attack coming from Sangara. William Paterson unable to handle that. Bearcats tied up 5-5.
And another player tying their shoes. We need to get these girls some Velcro, Brian.
And that's going to sub in number 7, Wakey, dropping back to serve.
Mishandled, but you're allowed to mishandle the first ball, Brian.
Santa going to Viola, and she's going to find the back row with authority. William Paterson unable to handle it. 6-5 lead for the Cats.
Viola Calic brings a lot of leadership to this team. She's been around for a while, and they're really looking to have her lift them up in tough points.
O'Shea punches it over. Somebody's getting a violation there.
Couldn't agree with the refs more.
They're calling that a carry?
Now that's a back row violation. Number 2, the setter, is in the back row and can't attack the ball in the front row and tried to push the ball over off the block. Quite honestly, Brian, I might have lost my mind if that wasn't called, so I'm very happy it was.
Wakey going back row. Nice serve. O'Shea coming with the middle. A lot of steam behind that ball. Just a little too long. Bearcats hold on, 8-5.
You know, the court's the same amount of space for each team, so.
I think that's a really good point. Like baseball, for instance, the size of the field varies. Volleyball, it stays the same, and the Bearcats get their 9th point of the set.
William Paterson calls a timeout. You know, I can't spell ace, but that wasn't ace, Brian. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here, set number 3. Bearcats leading 9-5, coming off an electric timeout, courtesy of John Neves.
Kept alive by the middle. Great play keeping her fist closed and avoiding the carry.
Nice back set there by the Pioneers. Wakey looking for Laporta, who gets some momentum. Questo era perfetto, Jake. Perfect kill out of the Bearcats.
No habla Italiano.
Parlo.
I'll take your word for it, Brian.
Just got to trust me sometimes, Jake. Bearcats. Nice serve out of Wakey going back row.
Ooh.
And Willie P finds some real estate there in the middle. They get back on the board, 10-6.
To the Sangara family watching from British Columbia, bonjour, comment ça va?
And would you like to translate that, Jake?
Hello, how are you?
Very nice. Back set to Wakey. He's coming over with a free ball. Cross-court set for the Pioneers, way out of bounds. Bearcats back on the board, 11-6.
Well, you know, you can't score many points hitting the ball out of the court, Brian. We also have some fans in Germany this evening. Hallo, wie geht's? Which also means, hello, how are you?
Feratovic with that jump serve, line drive, and she's going to pull away with the ace, Jake.
Wow, these girls are swinging up on the ball right now. These girls are some swingers.
Find me a better serve than that right
tough.
there.
I think that'd be tough.
When everything's executed perfectly, perfect timing. Feratovic coming back with that. Another ace out of the freshman.
Wow, Brian. I want to look up how to spell ace on the next time out, but that was definitely an ace.
And just like that, I'm declaring it, Jake. I think the Cats are rolling here in set number 3.
I think you might be right.
2 consecutive aces out of the freshman. She's going for her third. She shoots back row again. O'Shea coming from the outside.
Oh, a great
nice dig from Sangara. Cow. Willie P with the pipe attack. More of a free ball. And Viola tips it over. No answer from William Paterson.
Wow. I would love to be her. I would love to be the server at a restaurant she was at because she's a big tipper.
14-6 lead here for the Bearcats. Feratovic continuing her service run. Another scorching line drive.
Oh, great hustle by the Bearcats there, chasing that ball down. The never say die mentality on the court right now.
Whole lot of Bearcat grit, Jake. That's really what we pride ourselves on this side of town.
Oh, yeah, we got grit on this side of Lexington. They don't think they have it up at Hunter College, but they definitely have it here at 23rd and Lex. Bounce, 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 spin. And the serve.
Jamie O'Shea. She'll go back row. Set to Viola up the middle with the kill. No answer for the Pioneers once again.
And you know, Brian, when you're an outside dominant team like Baruch, that really opens up the rest of the court. That's what we're seeing right now from number 1.
You're seeing a lot of gaps coming from this inside. Viola's doing a great job tonight, really kind of exposing that.
Let me tell you, I am happy I'm not the ball, Brian, because that ball is taking a beating out there.
Dug by the libero. Outside set for William Paterson. Punch it over.
Oh, Baruch College says easy. Give me that again.
Sangara goes back row to the libero. William Paterson looking for the pipe attack. Can't really connect there. Cross-court set to Sangara again. She'll find the libero who digs it. Tipped at the front. Blocked by Viola. Wakey. To Santa, to Sangara. Off some William Paterson fingertips. And that's a kill for Sangara. 16-7. Bearcats lead here, set number 3.
Yeah, look at the William Paterson bench disagrees with that call. I tell them to order a wham burger and French fries about that.
Sangara going back row again. 2 kills in a row.
Wow.
For the senior.
I'm running out of hands to count on, Brian. I hope she doesn't get a third.
Ada Cow dropping back to serve. Nice line drive going back row. 1 touch. Bearcats answer right back. 18-7. The Cats are rolling, Jake.
Yeah, not much energy out of the William Paterson bench right now, and I think that's really coming to haunt them as they trail the Cats 18-7.
And Jake, really speak towards how much energy a bench can provide as the Bearcats pull away with another ace out of Ada Cat.
Wow. I really need to figure out how to spell that word, Brian. Ace, or is it acai?
Not acai.
Not an acai bowl, those
No.
trendy fruity bowls. Okay. It's an ace.
Another back row serve out of Cal. High outside set for the Pioneers. And they're calling something here.
Number 15 was in the net. Seems like nothing can go William Paterson's way right now.
And the Bearcats really pulling away here in set number 3 as they lead 20-7.
And that's what sometimes happens when you call the ambulance over a call. You kind of lose the energy and the will to keep fighting.
And Jake, comedian isn't part of your job description, but we always appreciate you keeping this broadcast lively.
Brian, there's nothing funny about arguing calls. I'll tell you that much.
Willie P gets back on the board here. Bearcats lead 20-8 here in set number 3. Houston going with the serve.
And wow, if I was on the William Paterson bench, I would be furious over that. They had an amazing serve.
Just kind of describe what happened there.
So they had a great serve that the Baruch Bearcats couldn't really handle, but it looks like the only thing that was tougher than handling that serve was William Paterson paying attention and seeing that the Bearcats going to handle that serve.
Viola.
Wow.
Shogo.
Don't know if you could see that on the live stream, folks. That ball rattled amongst the ceiling. There might be some crumbs and little sprinkly bits falling on the court right now.
And again, that's what we call the arc roll in the balconies, Jake. Really home court advantage.
We're not the Toronto Raptors. We definitely have rafters.
Toman sending over free ball to Ada. High outside set to Singar. She gets a lot of momentum behind that one. Willie P able to recover here. Wow. Actually spoke too soon and looked like what was going to be an easy roll shot over the net, Jake. Willie P unable to connect.
Daring strategy putting free balls out of bounds. I don't think it'll work for them.
That'll drop back number 1, Viola. Few aces here for her already. Looking for another one as we're closing in on set point. Sangara camping out at the net.
Come again.
And that's great positioning by Sangara there to really kind of read that.
And I think it's safe to say at this set currently the Cats are rolling up 24-8, set point.
And Jake, the biggest question in what could be almost all of college sports, how do you stop a rolling cat? And that's how you stop it with a service error.
Well, you know, it's interesting because cats aren't spherical. So it's funny the concept of them rolling, but in fact cats do roll.
You'd be surprised how well a cat can roll.
I've heard they're flexible. Maybe that's why the Cats are able to roll so much. Roll Cats, folks. Roll Cats.
Still working on that trademark.
LeBron lost Taco Tuesday. We won't lose this one. Speaking of not losing this one, Brian, Bearcats take a decisive and dominating set 3, 25-9. We'll be right back, folks.
I want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, where if you work hard, the possibilities are endless. A place to learn, train, and play. In that order, the City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game, change the game. Champions aren't born. They're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional.
And we are back here for set number 4. Bearcats leading 2-1 over the William Paterson Pioneers, coming off another electric timeout, Jake. How do you feel right now?
Well, I feel great, Brian, but you need to win 3 sets to win a game.
Absolutely.
I'm not great at fractions, but it seems that Baruch is not quite there yet.
That being said, what should be the Bearcats' approach here with a 1-set lead closing in on the match?
Well, Meow, I think that they just need to push here and keep bringing the pressure from the service line, keep this positive energy up, and kind of just capitalize on William Paterson having negative energy.
Willie P comes out to an early 1-point lead.
Looks like the court's a little bit wet. Maybe that's what affected that pass as the Bearcats try and dry up some of this moisture that's accruing. William Paterson to serve.
That's going to be number 17, Houston, going back row. High set for Sangara. She shoots back row. Handled by the Pioneers as they're going to send over a free ball. Cows going to Santa. Tipped by Viola. And Jake, what's the call here?
The call was under the net. Apparently there's a center line violation there, Brian, but there was a big cluster up front. I couldn't quite see it from our announcing booth.
Alexis Houston, the freshman, continuing her serve.
Assistant coach Christian Encarnacion trying to hype the Cats up right now.
Nice swing out of Viola there. And another point for the Pioneers as they come out to an early 3-0 lead here in set number 4. Jake, we talked about getting early, like a nice good start here in set number 4. Unfortunately, Bearcats unable to do so.
You know, I'm not sure what the William Patty coach told her girls, but she definitely told them something.
And a miscommunication there on the back row as two Bearcat players going for the same ball.
Yeah, it looked like the front passing defense called out, but the player hidden did not hear it, so she played the ball.
And Santa's going to set Sangara. She shoots back row off the offices at the Arc Arena, and that's when you know it's a well-hit ball, Jake.
And while those are some beautiful offices, but to hit the ball up there, you really have to hit it hard. A little libero sub-out error, but now we have it all under wraps, folks, as Baruch serves, trailing 1-4.
Blakely going back to Toman. Off the rafters. Bearcats just simply caught out of position.
Looks like Willie Patty is bringing a little bit more. Oh! And, you know, I jinxed him, I guess.
No, we like to speak too soon sometimes, but
yep. Everyone has flaws, Brian. Everyone
that's
has
how
flaws.
much of a game of momentum and change volleyball is.
I think I care too much sometimes, and I speak a little too early. For those of our fans watching, remember from last week, you can't win a point if you put the ball in the middle of the net.
And Santa's going to get the ace.
Now that's the opposite of putting the ball in the middle of the net. She put it in the middle of the court.
And that's where you want to put it.
That's exactly where you want to put it, Brian.
You're not wrong. Nice ace there out of Santa. Going same thing. Gets a nice roll off the net. William Paterson kind of scrambling. Keep this one alive here. As she's going to set Laporta coming from the outside. Another nice roll off the net.
Ooh,
tough set
that looked
out
like
of
a
William
double
Paterson.
To me, Brian.
No call from the refs. Sangara goes back row. Defended by Willie P. They're looking for the pipe attack. Unable to do so. Bearcats close it in. Trail 4-5. Set number 4.
You know, I haven't seen a player earn a point by hitting it into the middle of the net yet, but maybe at some point it'll work for him. Fresh sub in for William Paterson from my hometown volleyball club, Quandamania, Cameron Norman.
High set for the Pioneers. Bearcats able to recover. High outside set to Sangara off some hands in the front row.
Look, the sub came in with some great defense. That's the Quandamania way.
Nice one-handed save from Ada Cow in the back row. Unable to get the favorable bounce. Willie P pulls away. 6-4 lead. Set number 4.
Interesting strategy for William Paterson. They all have matching shoelaces. Orange on the left, black on the right. Let's see if that works out for him.
Katherine Chen coming up the middle. Like to see that momentum out of her. Libero's going to set Laporta on the outside.
Ooh, and
blocked by Laporta.
I guess doubles aren't being called today, Brian, but it didn't matter because Baruch blocked the ball anyway.
Absolutely. Seen a lot of different Bearcats playing a lot of different roles here.
Well said. There are a lot of roles being played right now, Brian, and we just had a serving sub
That
come
being
in.
said, Jake.
Sorry, we had to pose for a photo, folks. Baruch to serve.
That being said, you're seeing a lot of different girls contribute here tonight, and if you're Coach Kevin Edwards, you got to be happy with the depth of this year's roster.
Well, it's a multi-pronged attack, kind of like a spork, 2-in-1. And what's not like a spork is hitting the ball into the net. That only has one outcome, which is no points for your team.
Bearcats tied up 6-6 here, set number 4. And William Paterson gets the point.
Baruch defense caught in a little bit too shallow. In the volleyball terms, we call that chilling at the three-point line, which is not where you want to hang out. You want to be a little bit deeper on the back line. Baruch Bearcat on the men's team, Steven Lopez is notorious for chilling at the three-point line.
That's great insight, Jake. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for, Brian.
William Paterson going to our libero. Katherine Chen sends it over.
And it seems like no matter how they set the ball tonight, doubles aren't being called. Let's hope this goes both ways.
7-7 here. Set number 4 as Wakey and Viola are checking in for the Bearcats. Wakey's dropping back to serve.
Yeah, she's been absolutely lights out from the line thus far. Let's see if that continues.
Yeah, she was really kind of that spark plug. Even you saw it late in set number 1, Jake. Bearcats really found their momentum. Big swing out of O'Shea, but blocked by Viola at the net.
Nothing is getting past number 1, folks.
That was one of the biggest hits we've seen all day, and to see it blocked with such ease, Jake.
V saw the other team doing a lot of blocks and says, you know what? Anything you can do, I can do better.
Wakey shooting back row. Nice line drive serve. Blocked by Viola again. Tipped. Bearcats looking to just keep it alive. Off the rafters, and Ada Cow successfully gets it over. Tough angle for the Pioneers, and they keep it alive.
And the refs are saying that wasn't 4 touches, but I have to disagree with them there, Brian.
And Viola puts it away, Jake. Big match coming out of Viola.
You know, the Bearcats are doing a good job of putting their heads down and just playing. They might disagree with the call, but they didn't call the wambulance like the William Paterson Pioneers were doing. They kept playing and fought through.
And that's going to be a point for the Pioneers. Jake, you're seeing a really big match here out of Viola, the Shanghai, China native.
Yeah, well, you know, it's Baruch's picking on every little bit of the William Paterson defense. In order to do that, they need to keep a lot of their hitters involved. And tonight, V's number has been called, and she's been answering.
Sengar digs from the back row. Outside set to Cow. She shoots back row. Willie P able to recover.
Free ball coming over.
Sengar is going to go to Santa, who's going to set Viola coming up the middle. No answer once again from the Pioneers as Viola continues to be the hot hand here for Coach Kevin's offense.
We're seeing a little bit of spunk out of V there, kind of a stare down and a head snap. Love to see that as a fan. Now, as a player, you have to be careful with staring down because it's kind of like the 3-pump rule. You do it a little too long and you'll get called for it.
It's a good way to put it, Jake. As Feratovic goes back row. William Paterson, nice swing. Wakey able to recover. Singara coming from the pipe. She goes long. William Paterson gets back on the board, closing in as the Bearcats lead 10-9.
Middle serving for William Paterson.
That's number 10, Jamie O'Shea. Sangara going for the dig.
Oh, and I think the William Paterson player hit the net.
Ada Cow blocked at the net. Good swing out of her. They're going right back to Cow. Tipped over the front line. William Paterson recovers. They're going from the pipe into the middle of the net, and the Bearcats get the point, taking an 11-9 lead.
Now, Brian, have we ever seen someone get a point hitting into the middle of the net?
Jake, you say it again and again, but it still holds true. We haven't.
Some things are always true in life. Taxes, death, and if you hit the ball into the middle of the net, you cannot get a point.
Back set to Houston. Off some Bearcat hands. Baruch able to recover. Singara goes for the one-handed lefty tip.
Amazing job keeping that ball in play.
Kind of puts Willie Paterson out of rotation there. And Libero just going to send over a roll shot. Santa setting Viola, shooting for the middle again, goes right back to her. Commotion at the net. Rally still alive. Feratovic. And Jake, is that a two? Yeah, that's a carry.
Looked like a carry on the William Patterson.
No call, though. No call for the folks at home.
Yeah.
William Patterson getting the point.
You know what I've always wondered, Brian? What if William Patterson used to like to go by Billy? Or Bill? How do we know he went by William? I didn't meet him.
The same for Bernard Baruch. We've just kind of shortened it to Baruch.
What if he liked to be called Bernie Baruch?
We've even nicknamed that. He's earned that nickname over the years.
And enough of commentary about linguistics. Let's get back to these amazing ladies volleyball action.
Nonetheless, good point, Jake. Wakey's going to go to Santa. Santa's going to set Singara on the outside. Back row, dug by William Patterson. Nice job keeping it alive. That ball goes into the middle of the net. The Bearcats take a 12-10 lead here, set number 4.
You know, maybe eventually they'll hit it hard enough and it makes a hole and goes through the net, but I haven't seen that happen yet, Brian. You know, the net's the same height for both teams, but William Patterson seems to struggle a little bit more with keeping the ball over it.
Outside to Toman. And again, Jake, I don't know what hole you want to call that in volleyball terms, but she's shooting that all night. And
that will be the 5 hole, because that's the 5 spot on the defense. But
we haven't had much of an answer from Toman. Comes from the outside, shooting the 5 hole. So good job out of William Patterson to stay alive here.
Nail-biting 4th set.
A lot of back-and-forth action. As William Patterson's going to go back row. Set for Katherine Chen, just a little bit too long. Unable to really kind of create that downward leverage, Jake.
Yeah, it didn't snap through the ball. Kind of stopped when she contacted the ball, which is why it knuckled out of bounds.
And William Patterson pulling away with a 13-12 lead here, Jake. Able to overcome what at one point was a Bearcat lead.
Very well said, Brian. Couldn't say it better myself.
And especially this late in the game, I think lead changes are important, and they carry a lot of momentum with them. High outside set for Sangara. No answer there. You saw she was winding up. She had her momentum behind her, Jake, and there's going to be no answer from that back row.
They haven't been able to stop her all night. Let's see if that continues.
And, Jake, I'm sending down a signal to our stat people. I'm going to get back to you on how many kills we have going here.
Well, I am quite excited to hear back from them. Clean up a little bit of moisture on the court.
Fortunate enough to have some of the best stat people in the business. 13 all here as Santa drops back to serve. Outside set for Sangara. Tough set. Able to recover. Still puts a good swing on the ball. Blocked.
Oh.
Nice one-handed pokey out of Santa to keep this rally alive. Toman with the free ball, going back row to Cal. Santa's going to set Sangara, sets behind her, and I guess they're calling her for a double.
It looks like the first double call of the night. I agree with the refs there, but I wish a couple more might have been called on William Patterson.
And, Jake, these stats are in for the Bearcats. Anita Sangara leading the way with 18 kills thus far.
Absolutely explosive.
Following her up is Viola with 8.
Which you love to see out of a middle blocker.
And Ada Cow with 5.
Make
that 19 for Sangara.
Wow.
Bearcats tied here, 14 all, set number 4. And for our William Patterson fans, Allison Toman's leading the way with 13 kills.
Not as impressive as 19, but definitely impressive nonetheless.
Definitely a good night out of her thus far. Sangara is going to check back in. William Patterson reclaims lead, 15-14. So much back and forth action, Jake. You're wondering who's really going to pull away with a 2-3-point service run. I think that might make the difference in set number 4 here.
I agree. You know, it's a game of points, Brian. Not runs, not touchdowns, points.
High back row serve out of William Paterson. They're going outside Ada Couch. A little bit of net, a little bit of block. Not sure what it was. William Paterson gets the point. Takes the lead, 16-14.
Largest lead by the Pioneers all night. Let's see if they can, all set, sorry, folks. Let's see if they can capitalize. My hope is that they won't.
Sengar coming from the pipe attack. That ball just a little bit long.
3-point deficit for the Cats right now. Let's hope they can claw out and roll through it.
Santa's going to set Katherine Chen coming up the middle. Chen able to recover. Santa's going to back set Laporta with the left side. No answer from the Pioneers.
One of the best servers for Baruch tonight checks in number 7, Wakey Chen.
Wakey has 3 service aces on the night.
Let's see if she can add a 4th, Brian.
Again, courtesy of our stat people. Looking for a 4th and just misses there. I like the aggressiveness, though, to go cross court. William Paterson making some substitutions.
Serving sub in for the Pioneers.
High arcing serve. Bearcats going over with a roll shot. Up the middle with the tip. Kind of find that no man's land, Jake.
Yeah, it's the largest lead they've had this set or in the past 2 or 3 sets.
Yeah, William Paterson kind of pulling away here, set number 4, trying to force it into 5. And for the folks at home, Jake, how many do we play to in set number 5?
15, Brian. 15, but win by 2.
And that 15 kind of sneaks up on you from what I've learned over the years.
It definitely does. It's a fast 15 after playing a couple to 25. Let's hold out hope that we don't have to get there.
This is going to drop back number 7, Dakota Apicella.
Serving out of the shotgun.
Sengar digs, Santa sets. Viola spikes, no answer from the Pioneers.
Is that number 9 for tonight, Brian?
That would be number 9. We're going to have a substitution here as Feratovic checks in to serve. She's also been very good here serving for the Bearcats. Feratovic is a freshman out of Brooklyn. New face for the Bearcats. Going with the high lefty jump serve. Back set for the Pioneers. O'Shea unable to get the kill. Cow going up. Nice swing out of Herb. William Paterson recovers. William Paterson goes back row. Nice dig by Wakey. Sengar looking for the pipe attack. Ended up throwing over a free ball. Houston blocked by a combination of Santa and Viola at the net. Bearcats not going down easy here in set number 4, 17-19.
And quite frankly, Brian, I've lost track of the number of blocks number 1 has for the Bearcats.
And Jake, let me call down to my stat people.
Let me know what they say. And another. Wow, another block. Absolutely lights out the net number 1. Is there anything she can't do? And William Patterson wants to talk that one out as they call a timeout. We'll be right back, folks. Bearcats clawing back into it, 18-19.
Feratovic
Ooh, and a little bit of jitters hitting the freshman there.
Unable to get that one. Almost the timeout might have iced her, Jake.
Yeah, give that point to the coach of the other team. She deserved it.
And the Pioneers lead 20-18 here. Set number 4. Really good battle on both sides. As Viola will get the job done with what was just a little roll shot.
Yeah, it looked like a little miscommunication. Looked like Viola was trying to run a 31 but didn't call the 31, but still managed to catch William Paterson sleeping.
And you like to see that. Just even though it wasn't the set game plan, to have the ability to improvise and pull away with the point is important at this point in the match.
Overcoming adversity is not only a key to life, but also a key to athletics.
Couldn't have said it better, Jake. High outside set for the Pioneers. Kind of led the outside hitter. Wakey and Anita both going for the same ball, able to get it over.
Oh, sorry, Brian. That was the William Paterson defense falling asleep on the broadcast, folks. I'm sorry. Now I'm back and took control of the mic.
Tied here 20-all as Ada just completely loses that one, goes into the bottom of the net. Not what you want.
Well, unless you didn't take a deep breath back there, which is sometimes the key to keeping it over.
No, at that point, Jake, I'd almost just rather a conservative kind of high-arcing serve. Just get it over and let's play some volleyball.
Let's see how William Paterson answers.
Freshman number 17, Alexis Houston, responding back with a good serve. And that set just kind of put Viola out of place. Almost an unintentional back set as Coach Kevin Edwards is going to call a timeout here. William Paterson leading 22-20, set number 4. Stay with us. Back here live, set number 4. Bearcats trailing the William Paterson Pioneers of New Jersey 22-20 here in set number 4 as they have a 2-set lead. It's going to be a free ball from the Bearcats, just trying to stay alive. Set through the middle. Nice dig by Faratovic. Outside set to Toman, and she finds some Bearcat real estate. Willie Pete pulling away here, 23-20, set number 4.
Really capitalizing after 2 Baruch errors and getting that third earned point. Up 23-20. Let's see if the Cats can claw back this set.
This is a nice service run out of freshman Alexis Houston. Outside set to Sangara, off some William Paterson hands, and that's an incredible dig from the back row. Libero just giving a free ball. Santa's going to set Anita outside, kind of leads her forward off the pole, and William Paterson will get the point.
Oh, yeah, it looks like that ball hit the antenna. It was a little too tight.
Yeah, you see.
Seems like Anita won that ball a little farther off the net than she
Good
received
effort by Anita to try to keep that one alive. Unfortunately, the set just was a little bit too far forward. Nothing she can really do with that as Ada Cow digs. And Sangara coming with a big hit. Trying to answer back as William Paterson throws over a free ball. Dug by Ada. Another tough set. No answer from the Pioneers. Another miscommunication, Jake.
Wow, Baruch really needs to capitalize on these girls sleeping on the court.
And Katherine Chen's checking in for Wakey.
Taking her time at the line, Brian.
I like the patience. Especially at this point in the game. Another free ball from William Paterson. Both teams is really trying to survive here. Anita Sangara goes back row, handled by the Pioneers. Toman, she goes back row, handled by the Bearcats. Off some rafters. Sangara going up, handled by the Pioneers. Katherine Chen tips it over. Rally staying alive on both sides. Santa's going to set Sangara, looking for the kill, blocked by William Paterson. Santa's going right back to Sangara. She tips over the front row, and that's the answer, folks. Bearcats closing in here. 24-22, William Paterson leads. Still set point, but the Bearcats staying alive. Viola goes back row to libero. Outside set for the Pioneers. Going to Toman, who's been their lead option all night. Sangara going up the middle. Off some Pioneer hands. They're going to try to save it, and they do exactly that. Ada Cow will dig. Santa will set. Sangara going back row. That is really off the rafters, folks. Ada. Santa to Feratovic. She goes back row long. And the Pioneers take set number 4. We're going to 5, folks. Stay with us. We'll be right shortly. Back.
Set 5, nowhere I'd rather be right now than the Arc Arena, you know. A wise man once said excuses are the nails that built the house of failure, and the Bearcats aren't making any excuses for last set. They just know that the Pioneers came out and earned it, and they look to bounce back here in the decisive winner go home 5th set.
And after that opening, William Paterson comes away with the first point. Nice rally on both sides. You saw some good patience out of the Bearcats to really let it develop, but Willie Paterson comes out early. 1-point lead.
Number 17 back to serve for William Paterson. 17, a prime number.
And she'll go to our libero. Outside set for Sangara. Really off some hands at the front. William Paterson able to recover. Dug by the Bearcats. Another outside set to Sangara. High bouncing ball. William Paterson once again able to recover, Jake. Sangara going for the two-handed changeup.
Well, it looked like a little bit of miscommunication. The setter wanted to set it, but the middle said, no, I got it for William Paterson.
And again, big rally on both sides. Balls floating up in the rafters. And Viola going for it. I like the aggressiveness, Jake.
I think that was her first error all night. Yeah, you just need to find court in this important fifth set.
Yeah, every point is crucial right now because we're only playing a 15, win by 2. And if you pull out with an early lead, it's kind of hard to overcome when you're only talking 15 points. Sangara will send over a free ball. Feratovic going to
Paterson
Santa.
Complaining a lot on the bench. Thought the ball sent over by Sangara was out of bounds, but clearly it wasn't.
And William Paterson off to an important 3-point lead. Jake, I think this is the time in the broadcast where we want to thank all of our loyal viewers.
Record-setting number of viewers tonight, folks, 40 or 50. We hope you keep tuning in every week with us. We love having you.
Love having you from all over the world.
Yeah.
Tons of support for the Bearcats and this women's volleyball team.
Canada, China, Italy, Germany, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, everywhere. Fans are tuned in from absolutely everywhere, Brian, to get a piece of this Bearcat volleyball action. Now back to the game after thanking our loving fans.
Santa's going to back set Viola.
Looks like there's a little bit of a discussion of whether Viola hit the net there, but that was clearly all ball. Middle back to serve for the Cats. They trail 1-4. Hopefully they can build on this point they just got.
And after that kill, Viola will drop back to serve, hopefully channeling some of that momentum. She's going back row and just long. That's a close call.
Looks like the fans think it hit her head, and the players laughing about it. Looks like Seven knows it hit her head.
It almost, yeah, it skimmed a girl in the back row. No call there from the refs. And that's an important point, Jake. William Paterson leading 5-1. Do or die set here for both sides. Ada going from the pipe.
Ooh.
Toman outside.
Apparently not a double touch, Brian.
Dug by the libero. Anita Sangara unable to convert the kill. Good hit. Bearcats keep it alive. Go back to Sangara. No answer for William Paterson.
And that one was in.
And that's the one that we're looking for, Jake. And I think good job of the Bearcats to just continue their offense and not rushing it. If they didn't get their first look, then their second, third, fourth, even fifth look, Jake.
Trust the process, Brian. Trust the process.
Santa. She'll serve back row. And that's a layup for Sangara.
Wow. And Anita said, you can start a trade war with Canada, but you're not going to tear if this overpass.
Santa continuing her service run. She'll go back row again. William Paterson going over. Sangara off some hands in the front row.
Ew.
Patterson sets Toman.
Apparently not a double, even though the ball spun a lot coming out of the middle's hands.
Ada Cow going back row. Back to Toman. Dug by libero. Good job by Santa kind of corralling that. She'll go to Sangara, and William Paterson keeping it alive. Bearcats almost started celebrating. Good job by the Pioneers to not give up. Katherine Chen, nice recovery, punching it over. Tough angle there.
And it seems like the refs will only call doubles against Baruch. Yeah, apparently the refs are saying that.
And we have a Bearcat down, but she'll get right back up. William Paterson leading 6-3.
Well, I have to side with the Bearcat bench here that it seems like the ball is spinning a lot coming out of the setter's hands.
Everyone's okay on the Bearcat side, and we are back in play. They're going to go right back to the libero. Santa's going to back set Anita. Nice roll off the net. Point for the Bearcats.
You can miss the double call, but you can't miss that kill call. Anita with the kill. Maybe even a career high for kills tonight for Sangara. I'll have to fact check that. I'm not quite sure what her high is, but this definitely has to be close.
I know last year Colby Sawyer match set the all-time Baruch record for kills in a match, so that's going to be hard to top, Jake, but anything's possible. William Paterson getting the tool from the Bearcats side. Take a 7-4 lead.
It's really a race to 8 because at 8 you switch sides of the court.
I completely forgot about that. Great point, Jake.
But don't worry, the announcers won't go anywhere. We'll stay right here.
We're not going anywhere. And at the break of the 8th point, Jake, we might have to get a little insight here from our production man, Mateo Flamio.
We might have to. He's been silent all night, but really helping us out.
And the Bearcats are right back in it.
Just what the doctor ordered after a couple questionable non-calls on doubles, a service error by William Paterson.
And we're going to have a sub here as Wakey's checking in. And she's going to drop back to serve. Wakey's done a really good job for the Bearcats here all night.
Out.
And that ball is out. Bearcats not going down.
And the baseball team is losing their minds in the stands right now. Extremely excited for the Cats. You love to see that. Athletic teams supporting other athletic teams. What more could you ask for in a campus
See some
environment?
baseball, see some swimming out there. A lot of Bearcat pride here on campus, Jake. And Santa's going to set Anita from the pipe, trying to create that downward leverage, like the approach. Unable to get it as it goes into the middle of the net. And we're going to switch sides here as the Bearcats trail 6-8.
Now you have to go around the pole. Seems to have a little confusion here. Maybe it's some people's first 5-setter.
All right, so we're going to switch sides here. And we're going to turn it over quick to a little bit of commentary. Mateo, at this point, 5th set.
What are you thinking right now,
What
Mateo?
are your thoughts here, Tay?
And, you know, Mateo's a man of few words. He just ignored the microphone. He said, no. This is about the girls on the court and you and Brian. You being me, Jacob. So thank you, Mateo. We appreciate what you do. We wish you would tell the viewers something, but I'm sure they understand the sacrifice you make for this broadcast. He said next game. Next game he'll give some comments.
No worries. Real team guy in Mateo Flamio.
Baruch trails 6-8, a very close 5th set. Maybe it really should be 8-6 Baruch with some double calls, but we can't turn back time.
They're going from the shotgun set. Viola tips it over. Puts the pressure on William Paterson. We're just going to get a free ball. Sangara back row. Set to Viola up the middle. Nice recovery as they're going to go to O'Shea. Back row, and William Paterson closing in on that 15-point mark here as they lead 9-6.
William Paterson bench complaining about the score, but it appears that it's right on the board. Don't know what they're seeing.
I like that approach from Santa, but they're calling a carry, Jake?
They're calling over the plane. I thought she stayed down on that dump, but apparently she didn't. You can't dump when you're in the back row. Looks like she might have forgot where she was on the court, but she's saying, let's go, ladies. Next point.
WPU leading 10-6. Set number 5. And Anita's going to send over a free ball.
William Paterson bench asking for a double, acting like their setter hasn't doubled every single ball she set thus far.
Cal's going to go back row. William Paterson likely send over a free ball. Sangara is going to go to Santa. Santa's going to set Ada Cal on the outside. Winds up. This ball is floating around in the rafters, knocking down some dust.
Oh, there's some dust. I hope these girls don't have asthma, Brian.
Kept alive by William Paterson. And Viola gets the kill for the Cats.
You can't stop talent, Brian. You can't stop talent.
And Jake, at this point in the match, this is where talent really separates itself.
You know, the William Paterson coach is getting a little friendly with the line judges. If I was the ref, I'd tell her, stay in your lane.
We always promote good sportsmanship here at the Arc Arena.
We do, and we do not support talking to the line judges.
That's strictly for the captains, apparently. I learned that tonight.
Okay. Well, the captains can't talk to the line judges. They can talk to the up ref and the down
ref.
Okay.
And just like that, the Bearcats closing in on the lead. They trail 8-10. We're not going down, Jake.
Interesting strategy. If I was William Paterson, I would have cleaned up the dust that fell off the basketball net. Apparently they don't want to. They like slipping around.
And Feratovic with the wind-up lefty jump serve, giving William Paterson some trouble. Wakey's going to dig. Santa's going to set Ada on the outside. Nice block by William Paterson. Back set to Sangara coming from the pipe. Libero somehow able to handle it. High outside set. And let's see what the call is here.
That call is out because that ball did not land in the court, Brian.
Point for the Bearcats, Jake. Baruch down. Only 1 point here, set number 5. And let's see.
Wow. Using about all the time they could to call a timeout. William Paterson timeout. We'll be right back. Echoing what we heard in the crowd, folks, let's go Cats.
It's courtesy of junior pitcher Matthew Lawler.
Pound for pound, the best pitcher in the CUNYAC Conference this year.
O'Shea is going to hit it over. Santa's going to set Ada Cow coming from the outside.
Ew. Well, apparently that's not a double.
Jake will keep those comments to ourselves.
Forgot I was on record.
Viola looking for the kill. Handled by Wakey. Ada Cow, nice punch going back row to the libero. William Paterson slows it down. O'Shea coming with a big over-the-top swing. Pipe attack for Sengar. She goes back row. Dug by the libero. William Paterson is going to send over a little bit of free ball.
That looked like a double, too.
And that's a double and a half. I will go on record saying that one, Jake.
Apparently, if you're from William Paterson, you can't double the ball.
And William Paterson gets a kill, and Coach Kevin Edwards is not happy, nor is this whole arena, Jake.
Yeah, you know, maybe these refs are William Paterson grads. I'm not sure, Brian.
And after that really important kill, O'Shea will drop back to serve as Pioneers lead 11-9. She's going to go to Wakey. Santa's going to set Viola at the line. Wakey's going to go back to Santa. High outside serve, outside set for Ada. Big swing from the pipe.
Handled well by
Bearcats hang on. William Paterson cannot hang on. We're right back in it, Jake.
And the crowd is loving it, to say the
Electric.
least.
This place is shaking.
This place is shaking, Brian. I hope it's not an earthquake.
Ada's going to go back row. And William Paterson, the setter, sneaky tip going over the front row. William Paterson working in some subs here as Toman, the leading offensive option for the William Paterson Pioneers. Willie P leads 12-10 here in set number 5. Winner go home for both sides.
Coming in number 12, the sophomore, Cameron Norman. Fun fact about her high school, Kingsway, they actually eliminated me from the playoffs my senior year of high school volleyball. And enough of a trip down memory lane. Let's take a trip down memory lane in this game with that monstrous kill to make it 11-12.
And that's great placement out of Anita Sengar, really to shoot that back row and shoot something that they can't dig, Jake. That hit the girl in the face in the back row.
You know, it's tough to dig with your face. It was a bold strategy. I don't think it paid off there. You want to use your platform, Brian, not your face. V slowing down the game with her serve. Looks like an overpass.
And Katherine Chen.
She says, thank you, come again.
Love to see it, Jake. Bearcats tied up 12-all here. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. We got a game here.
It's a shame I cut my nails yesterday because this is a nail biter, Brian. V doing a good job taking her time at the line. Making sure she takes a lot of deep breaths. A veteran move at the service line, such a crucial point of the game. Now that ball
is, they're going to give that to William Paterson. Fans not loving that call.
Couldn't quite see it from here, but I have to unfortunately agree with the refs and the line judge.
Yeah,
I think that
we have a
ball
little
was
bit
in.
of a tough angle from our booth. Sangara keeping it alive. Free ball from Cal. She'll go back row. Cross set to Toman and the tool.
Wow.
That's a big tool, Jake.
That's a big block, Brian, by the Bearcats. Looks like that ball might have been going out, but that's just so tough to lay off of as a defender whose whole job it is to play up those balls off the block. Great job by the Bearcats as it's 13-13 with the setter, Sana Hajeb, serving.
Now check in number 4, Claudia Laporta. Santa going back row to Norman. They're going to set Toman going up the middle. Santa's going to recover it. Free ball out of Sangara. She goes back row. William Paterson almost cheating up a little bit. Libero, another free ball. The volley stays alive. Santa's going to set Katherine Chen up the middle. William Paterson able to hang on here as Norman's going to send over a free ball.
You know, if you like free stuff, this rally is great. A lot of free balls thus far.
Outside set to Sangara. Exactly what we're looking for, folks.
She
gets the kill. Bearcats take a 14-13 lead here. This is match point. Do not go anywhere.
Timeout, William Paterson. Folks, thank you for sticking with us. The most exciting action we've hosted in the Arc Arena all season. Bearcats lead 14-13 in the decisive fifth set. Oh, that was almost an ace, a mishandling there.
And William Paterson comes away with a miracle free ball point. 14-all. William Paterson coach hit the floor.
I don't think she can quite believe that they got the point there. It was like a little miscommunication
in
by
the most
Bearcats.
improbable fashion. William Paterson stays alive, and we're tied 14-all. As the libero shanks the serve, Jake.
And you know what, Brian? That's the opposite of what you want to do on a serve, especially tied 14-14, sorry, I misspoke. And now we're right back where we were before. Baruch leads with the decisive match point.
And big serve here out of Jasmine Ventura. For all the marbles. Toman going over the middle, and they're going to get the tip. William Paterson not going down easy.
I would love to be the waiter at the restaurant these girls are going to because they like to tip.
We're having some subs here on both sides. Stay with us. We're not going anywhere.
Number 5 rolls her left sleeve up even though she serves with her right hand. It's an interesting strategy.
I love the attention to detail. You really can't find that anywhere else, Jake.
Yeah, not sure what the point of that is, but whatever helps her. She slaps the ball into the ground a couple times before serving.
Ada's going to dig. Santa back set to Laporta, going for the kill, and she gets it. Bearcats win.
How do you say thank you in Italian, Brian?
Grazie.
Grazie, grazie.
Absolutely, Jake. So Bearcats win. Oh,
Bearcats win the point, and
yes.
They're up 16-15 with number 7, who's been quite lights out from the line thus far. Don't know what they're mopping up, but apparently they're mopping up something.
Apologies, folks. Bearcats win the point, not the match. 1 point away. Match point here. This is for it all as we're drying up the floor.
And dare I say, it looks like the Paterson might be out of rotation here. I guess not. I might have been seeing something different.
O'Shea goes back row. Free ball from the Bearcats. And that'll do it, folks. Bearcats win this time. I promise. Bearcats won.
Brian, I have to say, the Cats are 2-0 with us announcing. Is it us?
It's not us, Jake. It's the Cats. They're rolling. Bearcats improved to 4-1 on the year as they beat William Paterson here at the Arc Arena.
And what a big win, as William Paterson lost to our conference rivals 3-2, the Hunter Hawks, last week. So
So the Bearcats take this one in very interesting, great volleyball fashion, Jake. Over 5 sets, great effort from both sides. Both sides fought really hard until the end. Bearcats came out on top, Jake.
You know, there's nowhere I'd rather be than the Arc Arena on a Thursday night. The Bearcats have a away CUNY tri-match on September 14th against John Jay and CCNY, and then we'll catch you back home at the Arc Arena on the live broadcast September 19th at 6 p.m. against Manhattanville.
Taking on the Manhattanville Valiants. So, folks, once again, thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the 19th.
Can I get a roll, Cats?
Roll Cats, baby.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.